This is an interactive video lesson that will help you to improve the skill to understand the basic business principles and steps to be followed when starting and managing a business in CCs. Having this skill means that you are able to understand that creative business is different and uncertainty is normal. Explain what you create, who it is for, and how you earn money. Know when money comes in and when it goes out. Start small, test ideas, protect your work, and build trust. To develop this skill, we invite you to watch a short animation video. Learn to understand the basic business principles and steps to be followed when starting and managing a business in CCs, and take a self-test exercise. Creative industries operate under economic conditions that differ significantly from manufacturing or standard service sectors. Creative goods are often unique, symbolic, and experience-based. As a result, demand is uncertain, value is subjective, and long-term revenue patterns differ from conventional business models. Understanding these differences is essential for viable business planning in CCs. Creative and cultural businesses work differently from traditional ones. You usually cannot predict demand. You don't know in advance what people will like or buy. That is why flexibility and small tests are more useful than strict planning. Creative work is driven by meaning, not only money. This is a strength, but it also means you must learn how to balance creativity and income. Creative projects depend on people, reputation, and timing. Coordination is complex, and there are no standard prices or clear comparisons. The good news is that creative work can bring value for a long time. If you protect and manage your ideas well, one project can create income and opportunities for years. A business model simply explains how your creative business works. What do you create, and why does it matter to people? In creative business, value is not only practical. It is also emotional, cultural, or social. Creative businesses usually work with different groups at the same time: audiences, clients, partners, or funders. That is why communication and trust are very important. Most creative businesses do not rely on only one income source. They combine sales, services, funding, or memberships. This helps them survive financially while staying true to their creative idea. Creative businesses rarely earn money in one way. Most use several income sources at the same time. You can sell creative work or offer services. You can earn from tickets, memberships, or subscriptions. You can license your work, apply for grants, or work with sponsors. Pricing is often difficult because creative work is unique. There is no single right price. Some prices are based on costs. Others are based on value or market level. Many businesses offer different price options. Mixing income and pricing methods makes creative business more stable and realistic. In creative business, managing money is not about big profits. It is about having enough cash at the right time. This is called cash flow, and it is often more important than profit. Income in CCs is usually irregular. Money comes when a project ends, a grant is paid, or during a busy season. But costs often come earlier: materials, production, collaborators. And payments are sometimes late. That is why planning is essential. You need to know when money comes in and goes out. Deposits, milestone payments, and small reserves can protect you from stress. Even simple tools help: basic budgets, tracking income and expenses, and planning each project separately. Good money management keeps your creative business alive, even when income is uneven. When you start a creative business, one of the first decisions is choosing a legal structure. This affects your personal risk, taxes, and access to funding. Some creatives work as individuals. It is simple, but risky. You are personally responsible if something goes wrong. Partnerships are common, but they need clear agreements. Limited liability structures protect your personal assets and are often a safer choice. Non-profits or cooperatives are used when the focus is cultural or social impact. Just as important is intellectual property. Your ideas, designs, texts, music, or brand can be your most valuable assets. Copyright protects creative work. Trademarks protect names and logos. Design rights protect how things look. Clear ownership and simple agreements help avoid conflicts and protect your income. Marketing creative work is different from selling ordinary products. People cannot know its value before they experience it. You can't test a performance, exhibition, or design in advance. That is why trust is essential. Reviews, recommendations, reputation, and awards help people decide. Small previews, trailers, samples, short videos make it easier to try something new. Community is very powerful in creative business. When people like your work, they talk about it. Word of mouth often works better than paid advertising. The marketing basics still matter. Your product is the creative work itself. Price shows value, not just cost. Place is where and how people experience your work. Promotion is about storytelling and relationships. Remember, creative marketing builds trust first, sales come after. Starting a creative or cultural business is easier when you see it as a simple process, not one big risky decision. Most creative businesses grow step by step, even when things are unclear. Before you start, first, be clear about your idea. What do you offer, to whom, and why should people choose you? Clarity helps you find the right audience and set realistic prices. Next, look at what you already have. Your skills, experience, contacts, and time are important resources. In creative business, relationships and trust often matter more than money. Before investing a lot, test your idea. Run a small pilot, sell a limited offer, or organize one event. Watch what people actually do, not only what they say. Think about money early. Estimate main costs, expected income, and cash flow. In CCs, costs often come before income, so timing matters. Choose a legal form that fits your situation and think about intellectual property. Clear ownership and simple agreements protect your work and income. When you launch, register your business and set up basic financial tracking. This gives you control and builds trust. Start small. Use only the tools, space, and help you really need. Build relationships with first clients, partners, and collaborators. In creative business, trust and reliability are key. Create simple routines for how you work, communicate, and deliver results. This reduces stress and protects your creative energy. How you grow. Once your business is running, growth becomes a choice. You can do more of what works, add related services, build stronger relationships with existing clients, or repeat your model in a new place or format. Grow carefully. Growing too fast can harm quality and creativity. Final thought. You don't need everything to be perfect to start. You need clarity, small tests, basic planning, and good relationships. Creative businesses grow step by step, in a way that supports creativity, not exhausts it. Let's summarize the most important ideas from this lesson. First, cultural and creative industries do not follow the same economic rules as traditional sectors. Demand is uncertain, creative work is unique, and success is difficult to predict. This means that creative businesses need adapted business approaches rather than standard solutions. Second, designing a business model in CCs is not just about customers and profit. Creative ventures often work with multiple stakeholders at the same time, such as audiences, artists, partners, funders, and communities, and they frequently combine commercial and non-commercial goals. Third, relying on a single source of income is risky in creative markets. Combining different revenue streams, such as sales, services, tickets, licensing, or funding, helps reduce vulnerability to unpredictable demand. Fourth, cash flow is often more important than profit. Many creative businesses fail not because they are unprofitable, but because they run out of cash at the wrong moment. Fifth, intellectual property is one of the most valuable assets in creative work and needs to be actively protected, clearly owned, and wisely managed. Sixth, the legal structure of a creative venture should support its goals, funding needs, and level of risk, rather than being chosen by habit or convenience. Seventh, marketing creative products is about building trust, reputation, and relationships, because audiences cannot fully evaluate creative work in advance. Finally, starting a CC's business is not a single decision but a structured process. It requires testing ideas, making legal and financial choices, building relationships, and developing operations step by step. Taken together, these principles help creative professionals turn ideas into sustainable ventures while preserving their creative identity.
Now we invite you to the quiz section, where you can test your knowledge by answering the following questions. Tick the correct answer. Regardless of whether you chose correctly or incorrectly, you will be given an explanation for the answer. Let's begin. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for participating. Follow the program in eStudio to deepen your key skills for entrepreneurship in the cultural and creative sectors. Upon successful completion of the course, you will receive the digital badge Success in CCS I Can Do It.